Hey, Swashbucklers, we got a new sponsor on the show today, and that is the Panther Bay book series by S.R. Staley. Now, you're going to hear an interview with the author on next week's show, so make sure you go check out the books so that you're all ready for it, because we go deep in the interview. It's great. The books are about a girl named Isabella who escapes the chains of slavery on Santo Domingo, and through hard work and perseverance, becomes the captain of a 22-gun pirate brig. Super exciting, right? Totally awesome. There are two books so far, Pirate of Panther Bay and Tortuga Bay, both available on Amazon. You can click through the Amazon banner on underthecrossbones.com to help support the show. All right, let's do this. Raise the sails. Ready, aim. Turn it up, Swashbucklers. You're listening to Under the Crossbones, episode number 19. My name is Phil Johnson. I'm your host for the show. Thank you very much for listening. You know the websites, underthecrossbones.com/019 for the show notes on this particular episode that you're listening to. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for the iTunes reviews. Thank you for making notes about us on your websites and your Facebook pages and all that kind of stuff. All that sharing stuff absolutely helps. The show has been growing month after month, over month over month. I think that's too many months. I don't even think we've existed that many months yet, but we're coming up on it. This is episode 19. 19. Who knew there would be that many? It's been fun. It's been really fun so far. I feel like, should we do a best of? Is 20's too early for a best of, right? That's ridiculous. No. Okay. Anyway, next week I do have that interview with S.R. Staley coming up, so you're really going to dig that. It was a great interview. But today on the show, I have an interview with Ross Furman of the Eastport Pirate Festival, which is a festival that happens in Eastport, Maine, and it happens the second weekend of September every year, so right after Labor Day. And Ross is a character. I think you're going to dig this, because he is he's one of those sort of rurally Maine, far East Coast, north, kind of almost to Nova Scotia. Like, he's a different dude, and I like it, and I think you're going to really enjoy the interview. We had a really good time. Hey, you know what happened today? I walked out into my front yard. The front yard that, if you've listened to previous episodes, you know that my girlfriend and I worked very, very hard on our front yard over the last couple of months, and we tore out everything. We covered it all in cardboard and mulch and all this kind of stuff, and I saw greenery popping up through my mulch. Greenery, like not good, not the good kind. I am not able to grow the good kind of greenery. I only grow the kind that nobody likes, the weedy kind, right? So I go out today and I see a little greenery popping up through my mulch. And I said, oh no, that will not happen. And so I went on a pirate mission of my own, friends. I got out the big guns. And I got down on my knees and I pulled it out of the ground, and then I sprayed herbicide all over it. So that's the nice thing about not having a real lawn anymore, is I can just spray everything with herbicide. It was organic herbicide. Don't worry about it. It was organic, so I'm not poisoning the environment. But yeah, it's like peppermint oils and crap like that. So I went out, and so I did that. Now I'm here talking to you, which is far more fun. Over the weekend, I did a set at the Cynic Cave in San Francisco at the Lost Weekend Video, which I know sounds like a weird thing. First of all, that San Francisco still has a video store, but in fact they do, and they do because it's cool. They also sell vinyl records and all that kind of stuff, and in the basement of this place, they've got a little tiny, what I probably was a screening theater at one point, now is mostly a comedy club called the Cynic Cave, and it seats, I think we had 30 people in there. And it was jam-packed, like people were sitting on the stairs and all that kind of stuff. And very fun. A lot of LA comics came up for the show, and just a really great thing, right? So that was super fun. I felt a little rusty, though, because I haven't been on stage in a week or so. But I do have more shows coming up this month. This Wednesday, if you happen to be on the Oregon coast, I will be at the Mill Casino in Coos Bay, Oregon. That is this Wednesday the 9th. I'll be headlining 2 shows there that night. And here's how that one's going to go. I wasn't able to book anything before or after that. So I'm going to drive from San Jose to Coos Bay. That is about a 10-hour drive. I stop a lot. 12-hour drive. First, I'm going to go pick up Mean Dave, who is featuring for me at these shows. And you heard Mean Dave on, I want to say, episode 1 or 2. I played some of his stuff. And so Dave is opening for me, and we're going to go pick him up at about 4 o'clock in the morning. We are then going to drive at least 10 hours to Coos Bay, Oregon. We're going to get out of the car, check into the hotel, and then we're going to go do 2 90-minute shows there in the casino. So a 10-hour drive. I will spend a couple hours on stage that night. We will then crash out of exhaustion in our hotel rooms, and then we are going to get up the next morning and drive 10 hours back to San Jose. Yes, so if you have ever wondered about the glamour of show business, it's very petroleum intensive. That's the lesson for today. So if you are on the Oregon coast, please do come out to the Coos Bay Mill Casino Wednesday the 9th. I'll be headlining 2 shows there that night. And then Thursday, December the 17th, I will be at Trek Wine in Novato, California. Great winery. I don't know squat about wine because I don't drink it, but the winery itself is really cool. The showroom is great, and I will be featuring for the legendary Johnny Steele that night. Johnny is as Bay Area comedy goes, Johnny is one of the legends. He's absolutely fantastic. Came up with Robin Williams, Dana Carvey, and all those guys, and he still works a lot. He just does stuff you don't hear about. He does a lot of private events and things like that. Very funny. So that's Trek Wine in Novato on Thursday the 17th. Friday the 18th, I will be headlining at the Rendezvous Wine Bar in Campbell, California. No idea what to expect from that show, but it should be fun. I will be rushing over there from a private event that I'm playing at earlier that day, so it's going to be good. So there's a lot of exhaustion. Sometime in here, I'm going to figure out when I'm going to buy Christmas gifts for the few people that I buy Christmas gifts for. I don't buy for a lot of people because all of my friends are entertainers. And so we know nobody's got any money, so we don't do big gifty exchange things in the entertainment business at this level. But I do have to buy like my brother something, right? And his wife and my parents and my girlfriend. My girlfriend says she doesn't want to do gifts this year, but that, you know what that means? When she says I don't want to do gifts this year, that means I should have to buy her something, but she's not going to buy me anything. I know what that actually means. I've been in this relationship thing for long enough to know, right? So I got to figure out when to do that. Maybe right after I'm done recording this, I might go out Christmas shopping. I'm not sure. I might not have time. I might have to write jokes. Anyway. So, the website, right? underthecrossbones.com/019 will get you to the show notes for this episode. If you want to help support the show, you can go to underthecrossbones.com/support. And right there, you can either just drop a donation through PayPal, or you can click on the Amazon banner and get yourself something nice. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and we get a little kickback for it. Or you can, what was the other thing? Oh, you could sponsor a show, just like SR Staley has. He's sponsoring the next few episodes here, and it's very cheap to do. So if you've got something that you'd like to promote, especially to a very focused piratey type audience, that's very cool. You can do that at underthecrossbones.com/support. And as always, you want to make sure that you protect yourself also from the modern pirates. And to do that, you go to lifelock.com. And I have a LifeLock account. It's very great. They catch all sorts of stuff. They catch if somebody tries to open a credit card in your name, or if a sex offender moves into your neighborhood and tries to use your name to register with. They keep track of all that stuff, and they let you know so that you can deal with it. They've got $1 million guarantee if something does happen. It's really great. You can get 10% off if you go to underthecrossbones.com/LifeLock. So check that out. I think I covered everything. I don't think there's anything else to talk to. Oh, the ebook. Right. So on the website on underthecrossbones.com, you can get a free ebook copy, a PDF ebook copy of Alexander Exquilimin's. I always have trouble with that dude's name. Anyway, it's the Pirates of Panama, which is one of the seminal research books in pirate history, Golden Age stuff. It's of the time. It's fantastic. And you can get a free copy of it on the website if you happen to go there. But if you're jogging or driving or you're at work and you don't work at a thing that's got a computer or whatever, just go on your cell phone. And all you have to do is text the word pirate and then your email address to 94253. So just text pirate space your email address to 94253, and I will hook you up with the ebook of Pirates of Panama. It's a fascinating read. I think you'll really dig it. Okay, I have done enough jabbering for today. Let's get into the interview with Ross Furman from the Eastport Pirate Festival. Here we go. Ooh, one quick note. During this interview, when we start talking about tattoos, there's one little naughty word in there that it wasn't me. It was Ross. So when we start talking about tattoos, if you don't want to hear the naughty word, just turn it down a little bit, or if you got kids in the car or whatever, but I just wanted to warn you. All right? The rest of the show's clean, so there you go. All right, here we go. Well, let's kind of jump in. Tell me about the Eastport Pirate Festival and what you do as part of it.
Well, the Eastport Pirate Festival is it's a natural here in Eastport because we, as Eastporters, have a history of pirating and smuggling and all that sort of thing from these waters back in the 1800s.
Okay. Do you know any of the particular stories from that time?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, it's been smuggling right along through to the marijuana trade in the 60s and the early 70s. Booze back in the Prohibition, 1807 with the Tariff Act when the Queen wanted tax on the silk she was sending over to New England.
Uh-huh.
We left the old England and we created New England, and we weren't going to pay taxes, so we took the goods without the taxes. And then we sold the goods for pennies on a dollar and didn't ask them to pay taxes.
All right. And I've never been to Maine. I've played a bunch of the Eastern Seaboard, but I have not been to Maine yet. What as far as like pirate history in that sort of golden age period, who was hanging around Eastport in that area?
Well, as far as name brands, I don't believe we had anybody that admitted to a name.
Oh, okay.
But we had some real scoundrels. See, we're right on, if you look at a map, you'll see that we are right on the Canadian border at the mouth of the Bay of Fundy.
Gotcha.
The highest tides in the world. We're 30 feet, and it goes as much as 45 feet further up. So we're really in the mouth of where the real sailors hang out.
Okay.
So as far as trying to work, anytime a pirate went for the booty, he usually got it because they were pretty skilled at sea. And also, they had the arms and everything else they needed. So we created this Eastport Pirate Festival 10 years ago to bring back some maritime heritage. Maybe on a negative note to start, but it's been very successful because we've brought in families and that sort of thing. It's not just a drunken stupor.
Right. And so 10 years ago, so were you one of the initial people involved with the festival, or did somebody else start it?
Yeah, myself and a couple of friends at a grog house on a napkin, where all good ideas come from.
Sure.
And it's become, we're planning next year's now. So it's not one of those things you throw together a few weeks before the event. It's we brought in the human marvel this year, a guy that will swallow a 30-inch sword.
Wow.
And some little off-center guests.
Uh-huh. And so you said you started it 10 years ago, and what was your reason for starting it?
To draw people to the little island. This Eastport, Maine is called a city under the municipality, but there's only 1,330 people live here on this island. So it's one of those things that we needed to bring people to us because we needed to have some activity out of, from people from away to have them come to visit us. So we created this situation so that we would get tourism, I guess is the word.
Okay, that's good. And when does the festival usually take place?
It's always the second weekend in September.
Oh, okay.
Or the weekend after Labor Day. So it's the tail end of the season, summer season, and it's the last hurrah.
Okay. And that's probably good for extending your season for another week or so as well.
Exactly it is. Yep. Yeah, it works well.
That's great. So what kind of stuff do you guys do at the festival? What can people expect to experience?
Well, it depends on the year. Our events are 2 pages. So starting with Friday noon, when we and of course, costumes aren't encouraged. They're mandatory. If you were in civvies, you would feel so damn out of place that you'd run off to a Goodwill or somewhere to grab a pillowcase and cut a head out of it and stick it over your head to run around. The noontime is our send-off, blast-off, our charge-up committee, and we go to the senior citizens for lunch.
Okay.
And these people are also dressed up, and they're our elders, which we respect, and we go in there, wound up, and they have this luncheon set up that we are able to have lunch with them and take pictures and get them smiling and feeling good. Then we go on to the nursing home after that. So that's what starts our event, from the senior citizens luncheon to the nursing home. And those poor people there, there's probably, they don't get out of that nursing home. I mean, they're stuck there. It smells like they won't leave also. So we go in there and give them a razzle-dazzle. And then we start going to the banks and mustard mills and the retail businesses downtown as charge up and judge the windows and judge the costumes that the people in the retail stores have for winners.
Oh, okay. And so that's the first day of the festival, and everybody's kind of already dressing up by then?
Yeah, and that night is Friday night is the pirate ball, where we crown a king and a queen.
Nice.
And we have a tattoo contest. And that gets a little racy sometimes, but that's after 9:00, and that's usually when the rum's flowing strongly.
Right. What's the best tattoo you've seen in the tattoo contest?
Well, I saw a heart right beside a gal's pussy.
Yeah.
And she'd have my heart any day.
There you go.
And she was proud of it, which I also appreciated.
Well, that I imagine would be a popular tattoo. Absolutely. So now I saw something on your website about a bed race. Tell me about the bed race.
Yeah. Well, on Saturday we have a parade, which is pretty strong. And the king and queen are in the parade. We have judges. The Coast Guard station in town are our judges, because most of those people are from away and can be somewhat sympathetic to the different floats that we have in the parade. The parade is about an hour and 10 minutes, so it's not one of those Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, and Girl Scouts in a parade. Pretty lengthy and intense, actually.
Do people build floats for that and such?
Oh, sure. Weeks in advance. Oh, yeah. And there's cash prize, obviously, but it's more for bragging rights. Everybody wants to get their plaque and their bragging that they were number one. A lot of the people are a little off center here, so it's not. We really brag about it, and we are proud of being a home of the Pirate Festival.
I'm sure. And we were talking about the parade. So what kind of floats do they build for the parade?
Lots of them, from boats with pirate gear, pirate themed, all kinds of different, based around the pirate life of a pirate.
Sure, that sounds great. And then you have the panel of judges, and they do the judging, and you pick winners and that type of thing.
Right. Sure. I mean,
Very cool.
It's pretty basic. That's probably one of the most basic things of the weekend.
Yeah, well, it seems like something you got to have for something like that. And so, we were talking about the bed race. I want to hear about the bed race.
Yeah, the bed race is the rules for a bed race. they have to be the size of a bed with 5 operators.
Okay.
So you've got wheels on the bed, and you put your 5th man on the bed to help steer it, and then you have 4, a guy on each post, or a girl, and then you go from starting to the finish line and back. So it's right down through Main Street, and it's going off with 2 beds, and then you qualify from there going down to the finish line. So, and obviously it's quite narrow. The downtown street is very narrow. It's right on the water, and Canadian water's right out the window. So it's once one of those wheels gets a little off kilter, if you're not moving together, you're going to go off into the other side and knock your competitor out, or go ass over tea kettle, and have a problem, which not everybody does get down the road where they're supposed to. A lot of people get off to the side.
Yeah, I imagine so. And I'm hoping they don't run into spectators, or it's the running of the bulls.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh sure, absolutely. And they're told to stand back, but nobody stands back.
Of course,
until they get run into.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! And so, are these are the basis of the vehicles like actual beds, mattresses, or frames, or how's that work?
Well, they have to have just the specs. They don't have to be beds, but they have to be that same size. And of course, everybody's souping them up and making it better, lighter, stronger, all that sort of thing.
Oh, that sounds really fun. And I imagine a lot of them are decorated in pirate ship themes and such.
Of course, yeah. That's what it is. And one of the other things we have is crate race, where you have crates along the water to get to the end and grab the flag at the end of the crate.
Okay.
And you've got 20 lobster crates on the water, and you have to jump from one to the next to the next to the next, and get the flag at the end. Which is, and you have to dress up as a pirate to do that. So that's a water sport that usually most people get more wet than they do flags.
I imagine so. That's really great. What's your favorite part of the festival? What's the one you look forward to?
Well, I look forward to the end. because Thursday night we have a chamber gathering where we kick it off, and after 3 or 4 days of that, being on the street, dressed, moving around, working with everybody, that 4 days, when Sunday afternoon, evening comes, you look forward to it, because it takes everything you got to get all the way through it.
Yeah, I imagine so. That is any event like that is a hefty haul, and takes a toll on the psyche for sure. Been through quite a few of them myself. Yours sounds like, as far as the pirate festivals go, yours sounds very different in that it's not just sort of an offshoot of a Renaissance fair.
Exactly, it is. Right.
Yeah, you've got a lot of different activities and events and things like that. It's a much busier festival than I've seen in other ones.
It is, and it starts Thursday evening. And we had we mint coins that are exchanged for fare. Doubloons, 10 doubloon and 5 doubloon coins that are we minted only 250 of the 5 doubloons, and we couldn't get them into circulation. Everybody was keeping them, so we did a 10. And at 250 mint, and they happened the same thing. So we did 500 of the 10 doubloons this past year, and there were some in circulation. We tried to create our own pirate booty exchange, and that the Bounty was here on its last home port.
Oh, okay.
And they were lost at sea when they left left our port. They were here for a pirate festival. Let's see, 13, I believe it was, 2013. And when they last left port, they wound in a storm in North Carolina, and the captain and first mate, she was the granddaughter of the original Bounty. They both died, and the crew was saved. So,
wow,
that's an interesting piece for our. In fact, one of the coins we had, remember the Bounty on the backside of the coin.
Oh, that's nice. I wasn't aware of that story. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's the that was a big one. And of course, they were here for like 6 days, and they were natural partiers also. They were natural pirates, I should say. that whole crew. So we got to be friends and party and get close to some of those people. That was a strange happening.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. That's got to be weird to deal with. So you also, your day job, so to speak, is running Rossport Farm, yes?
My summer day job.
Your summer day job, okay.
Yeah, I'm here from the middle of May until the middle of October.
Okay.
As I mentioned, I was on the runway here in Eastport with a plow truck, and I'm leaving on Wednesday. I'm going south.
There you go. It's a good time to do
I'm
that.
going south to Portland, Maine.
Oh, there you go. All right.
250 miles south.
What is Rossport? What is that place?
Well, it's a farm that I bought. I was born and brought up here and moved away when my parents moved, so I had to go with them. And 28 years ago, I came back here to Eastport and found a farm for sale, the old Johnson farm, which I bought and rehabbed. 1790. Captain Jacob Lincoln was a pirate. 1790, he built the house, old farmhouse where where my farm is now, and I restored that building and built other buildings around it. I have 83 acres now. It's a mile and a half of frontage on the ocean.
Wow!
And this summer we had interesting 2 week. I brought in teenagers from Silicon Valley to Rossport Farms to do an unplugged pilot program.
Okay.
Meaning digital detox.
Right.
So we brought in these kids, and the minute they came to the gates, I had a metal wash pan there, old-fashioned wash pan. I stuck out there, and they dropped in their iPads, computers, smartphones, songs, everything they had in that tin pan. And 2 weeks without it, they did community service. We built a skate park for the community in Eastport, did lots of things, and then 2 weeks later, they head back to Silicon Valley. So that was a very successful program, and we're going to do it again this next summer.
That's really great. Speaking as somebody who lives in the depths of Silicon Valley myself, that is a much-needed thing.
What town are you in?
I'm in San Jose. I'm right in the heart of the valley.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Campbell and there's some other towns around there.
Sure.
I did San Francisco in the 60s. So that dates me.
Yeah.
I was in the park with a placard.
That's great.
In the 60s. Then in 69, I moved to Orange County, and in 71, I moved to San Diego County. And until 76, I moved back to Maine and got real and, continue to move forward. But progressive thinking is still on the front burner.
I'm sure, yeah. And it sounds like you've pretty much set up your own little pirate ship to run there, which is great.
Actually, what I'm doing, one of the things I'm doing for next year is I've got an old wooden boat that I'm going to convert to housing. It's a wooden boat. I'm going to gut the interior and put build it out so people can stay there on boat, on land.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. That sounds like it'd be an interesting place to crash for the night.
Well, listen, I want to extend, if you ever think about being real about being a maniac or coming to Maine, you're welcome to stay at Rossport.
It sounds like a great time.
I got a 3-day pass for you.
All right.
With a 4-pound lobster and 2 shipyard beers.
That sounds great. Well, it's definitely, as soon as I book some shows out that way, I am there for sure. So the festival can be found at eastportpiratefestival.com. And did we miss anything about the festival that I didn't ask about?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
God, you got to be here to really know what it is. You got to get in the fold in the thick of it.
There you go.
You can't tell anybody how to have a good time.
That's true.
You've got to get in the shoes and walk the walk.
That's right. Got to get in the pirate boots. So so second weekend of September can be found at the Eastport Pirate Festival, and of course there's links on that website also to Rossport Farm and all that stuff as well that I saw, and I will link all that up on the show notes. So this has been
perfect.
Yeah, this has been really fun, Ross. I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Well, it was worth the wait.
Yes, it took a little while to get to it, but I will let you continue testing your snowplow.
Excellent.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, ciao.
And there you go, friends. That was my episode with Ross Furman, Captain Ross of Rossport, and the Eastport Pirate Festival, which you can find at eastportpiratefestival.com, and it's out there in Eastport, Maine, second weekend of September, and you can go check that out if you got a bed you want to race or something of the like. It's a thing. You could do that. You could absolutely do that. Also on the show, just like always, we are going to have some comedy. We're going to have some music. And I'm going to play some comedy today from my friend Dobie Maxwell. And Dobie and I have been acquaintances for years, and I just ran into him again when I was playing Zanies in Chicago. He was the house MC there for a couple of months, and the guy's been in business 25, 30 years. Absolutely hilarious. You're going to totally dig him. So I'm going to play you a clip of him talking about his parents, who were in a motorcycle gang. So it's a great story. And then we're going to hear a song by a band called Now Fragrant. I don't know. It's a funny name. It's Latin. It means be wrecked, which I have some friends who get Now Fragrant every weekend. And it's pirate metal, you guys. Pirate metal. These guys just contacted me on YouTube just a couple days ago, and they're a metal band, and they have this album out. It's a concept album called The Cursed Island, and it is a concept album around Treasure Island, which we talked a lot of Treasure Island last week with John Amrain, right? So if you haven't heard that yet, make sure you listen to that. But we're going to hear the song Death and... I want to say Death and Taxes, but it's not. It's Death and something else. Death and Treasure. That's the name of it. I had to go look. It's not Death and Taxes. The song is called Death and Treasure from the album The Cursed Island by Now Forgetting. You can find them at nowforgetting.com. I'm going to spell that for you because who knows? Naufrgant. It's like Now Fragrant, but without the extra R in there. And you can find Dobie Maxwell if you just Google Dobie Maxwell, because there is no other Dobie Maxwell in the world, and he's the only one. Guys, he's super awesome. He's really great. All right, here we go. Comedy from Dobie Maxwell and a song from Now Forget.
My dad was a biker, which is really true. Comedians have stories, man. Nobody can match my story. My dad was a biker. He rode with the Outlaws motorcycle gang. I wish that was a joke, but it's true. And I don't know if you guys know the story about going into the bathroom after your dad goes in there. That's the whole thing. Well, go after a 500-pound biker named Jingles, who doesn't eat a lot of fiber, has just been on a run from Sturgis, South Dakota, and has eaten nothing but corn nuts and beef jerky for 3 days. Has been in that bathroom, and that went through him like a Canadian quarter through a vending machine. And here I am at 6 years old, wanting to go in there and brush my teeth with my underoos on. That scorched my nostrils, and I think I still have never smelled anything since. It's weird when you grow up in that whole situation. I had 2 whacked out childhoods. My dad was a biker gang. My mom left our family when I was a little kid. I was 5 months old. She left, and she came back when I was 11 years old, which is a true story. And I met my mom basically for the first time when I was 11 for one day. I've got an older brother, an older sister, and me. And they put us in a room one by one, and they said, "This is your mother." It's a very uncomfortable situation. And I didn't know what to say, so I thought of the first thing that came to my mind, and I said, "Lady, you owe me some Christmas presents. I'll tell you that right now." And she told me she had drug problems and everything, blah, blah, blah. I didn't understand that when I was 11. But she did tell me one thing that really kind of stuck in my mind. She told me she used to breastfeed me on the back of a Harley going 75 miles an hour down the highway. Now, that's a mental picture I still have to this day. I don't remember it, but I picture myself a biker baby with that little black leather pampered diaper on, you know, chapping my little 6-month-old manhood, you know, that hurts. Or every time I go over a railroad track, oh, man, Howie. And you know, I had one tooth with a bug in it. And that's adding insult to injury like my whole life has been. And so I picture my mom with her leather jacket on at 75 miles an hour on a Harley Hog, you know, and she unzips her jacket and flips out a boob and it starts hopping all around. By the time I get it, it's butter. And then she's got nipple rings that aren't real gold, so I've got a green mustache when I'm done with breakfast.
In despair, black dog smells his steps. Blind by the gold in search for the map, blood peerings the black spot. In the spyless in drunken sailors lie, silver for stable plan. His men are aboard and the ship is cast. A silent mutiny begins. Fled from the ship to land, the fort on the water they seek. Israel hands shoot to kill, trying to sink them all. The luncheon shows the wild flag, his embassy finally fails. He causes and walks back to the coast to plan the great attack. Oh, we are the wandering souls, the dogs of piracy. From stormy seas to savage lands, death and treasure wait us all.
And that's it, friends. That is our show for today. Remember, you can get all the show notes at underthecrossbones.com/019. If you want to check out the Eastport Pirate Festival, they are at eastportpiratefestival.com. If you want to hear more from Dobie Maxwell, he's at dobiemaxwell.com, D-O-B-I-E, Maxwell, like it sounds.com. And if you want to hear more music from Naufragant, they are at naufragant.com, naufragant.com. Thank you very much for listening. Keep leaving those iTunes reviews. Make sure you hit the support page. Click the Amazon banner. Come on in, sponsor some shows, all that kind of good stuff. It is because of you that this show is still on, and I want to keep doing it for you. So I'll see you at underthecrossbones.com, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.